Saratoga prep video. Hudson Valley bass anglers to Saratoga, New York. Me and Joseph just fished there 2 days ago. You will see we got the win. Just missed out lunker. Had just about 15.5 pounds that day. And now we got to try to do it again tomorrow. We got to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, get ready, hit the road by 2:30, be up there by 4:30. Mama T Morgan's out running, getting us ice. Man, it is hot. It is just hot. Africa hot. We're not going to be doing a lot. So, rod and bait prep. So, give me the first rod, son. This is my medium heavy cash and flipping rod. This is what I use for, this is my, what I would call ultra light flipping. Not heavy flipping, right? We're not in the real heavy stuff. And we got some pretty clear water. So we're going to be throwing 16-pound test fluorocarbon. And our first bait of the day for the bait prep is going to be a Texas rig. So we're going to throw a 3/8 ounce weight. Going to be kind of flipping, 3/8 ounce weight. We're going to be throwing a far-aught EWG hook and probably going to be a Texas rig Senko, and we're throwing it not pegged, loose. Somebody asked me what this knot was that I tie, and it's like a modified San Diego jam knot, I believe is what they call it, and it's easy for these guys to tie. And it's easy to do in the wind and all that other fun stuff. Is there a... Sometimes where the line bends around the top rod tip from the being in the rod locker with the sock. Don't bite the line. Stop biting the line. Okay. So we put the weight on first. We use a pair of scissors to make the hook heavy, right? So we got some weight. We go straight through. Okay. Double it up, grab it, come down with the tag. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Now a real San Diego jam knot, they're going to put this line through that loop right there. And it seems like when I do that, if I don't cinch it just perfect and that line crosses over that tag, it breaks it. I don't go through the bottom, and I just go through the top. And you will see it pulls down, almost like an upside down cinch knot. Wet it up, pull it down, and then I cinch it. Boom, just like that. And then what happens is the line just goes around, up, and loops. It doesn't really cover itself on the shank of the hook. And I've never had any real issues with this line breaking on the hook set with that knot, whereas if I do it the typical San Diego jam knot, it will do that. It's going to get a Texas rig, probably a Senko, a do nothing, low impact, straight shank, nothing serious worm, and you're going to throw probably the same thing. Joey figured that out. All right. Rod number 2.
Wait, he did?
What's that?
He did?
He did. Well, I rigged it up for him. Just easy to pitch and easy to throw. Rod number 2, Cash and Sledge rod. The Cash and Sledge series. This is the rod I like for 12 to 20 foot of football head fishing. And you can see that one has been introduced to the rocks. And I like it. I love it. And I tie the same knot because this is 20-pound test fluorocarbon. Again, clear water. I'm not going super heavy stuff, but it gives me just enough stretch, and I got the sensitivity. And we're giving it a new knot for the morning. So, Daniel, show me how you do that. Talk it through it. Right? So you go up to the top and you pinch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back through the loop that you made for the top. And you pull that tag in to cinch it. Almost there, you get a little tight, and then you wet it up, and then you pull the one main line down, and it goes boop boop. And sometimes we're hammer knotters. Sometimes we hammer the knot in instead of just I'd like to do that one little shot, and if it breaks, then I think something's wrong. Yes, I cut the tag ends with a pair of scissors, and then it leaves a knot just like that, that's never crossed over itself anywhere against the metal, and it doesn't pinch it. You notice fluorocarbon, strong as steel. You kink it, she ain't so strong. Okay, so there's our deep water jig bite, which I hope we don't have to go to, because those fish were smaller. Yeah, I got that. You always got to line them up so that when you line them up on the deck of the boat, all your soldiers are facing the right way. Next one is the heavy action cash and flip and stick, the workhorse. I'm gonna have 2 of those, both with 20-pound test line. Where are you headed? Both with 20-pound test line. I'm going to have a, so let's start going in the right direction here. We're going to have we're going to start with the big boy. This rod is my favorite. Gosh, it's just been a workhorse, man. This thing has just been awesome. Line's not that old. We're good. As you can see, we had a blue flipping tube, which is destroyed. They don't make them anymore. I can't find them. They're all sold out. I hope they reintroduce them or something. And then, I don't know. So this one's going to be pegged 3/4 ounce. Sticky sharp. But this is going to be my version of a schnelled knot. Schnell. Can you say schnell? Schnell. It's hard to do this and look at you guys at the same time. All right, Walter, I want you to remember this knot, because when you're out there in Wisconsin, slamming the big heads with your fluorocarbon, this might help. There, that's better. Brand new 20-pound test FC Sniper. My favorite flipping line. My favorite all around, just whatever I'm doing, fluorocarbon line. I'm cheap. I'm going to try to reuse this bobber stop. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll be there all night trying to do that. But I do need a large one because we're moving the big weight, 3/4 ounce tungsten. And we have one bobber stopper on there. We have one 3/4 ounce weight on there. Wonder who's leading up on the St. Lawrence there, kiddo.
Me?
The Bassmasters up on the St. Lawrence.
Why, there's a tournament there?
Yeah, the elite tournament.
Of FLW?
Bassmasters Elite. Connecticut's Paul Mueller was leading yesterday. All right, so here we go, all over again for the second time. Get rid of that chunky piece where I bend it over and put the fluorocarbon. Doesn't like to be bent. That in there. Up the shank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got the barb in me. Keep your nail on that part. That's sharp. 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks about good. Pinch it all down. Just bring it back through this loop that I made and start pulling it down. Just like that. Pull that and just right there. That's it. Knot hasn't failed me yet. If that knot breaks, you'll see it in the curlicues when you bring it in. I'm sure there's better knots, but that's what I work with. Makes me comfortable. That's going to be my 3/4 ounce flipping tube. Low entry, not a lot of action. Stealth mode, right? Stealth mode. Then we're going to have our 1/2 ounce for when it's not so thick and I want to throw a different flavor at them, because that's just what we do. We rig up black and blue, sungill. A lot of bluegills and sunfish where we're going to be fishing. This is, again, the heavy action cash and flipping stick. 20-pound test line. 5/0 flawed Gamakatsu heavy wire flipping hook. The first series little things would keep breaking off. Now I've got this. They don't stay. That's a 4/0 hook, smaller tube. So we're gonna get rid of, we're gonna pull it down far enough that the bend around the rod tip, just because I like to get rid of that, the bend around the rod tip that spent some time going down the highway in the old rod locker is going bye-bye. Kind of matching green pumpkin weight. I will throw it on a black one if I have to, but 4/0 flipping hook. Gonna go back to the other one with just that little wire keeper, but I don't know, that was a nice keeper, that worked good. But again, the situation is they won't stay on, and trocars with that heavy line, I'll throw a trocar on a smaller one, but with that heavy line, and some of them aren't soldered very well, but with that heavy line, 4/0's a lot smaller than the 4/0 Gami. It's more closer to a 5. That heavy line bends that hook point over. So this will suffice. This is going to work. Here we go. Now this is the 1/2 ounce. 3/4, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce. That's what I'm going to throw. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do a better job inside, probably over the winter. That's what the winter time is going to be for. Knot tying and things like that, but tournament preps, I like fresh knots the night before. This won't mean anything if we don't do well. And wet it, and then just cinch it down. Now if I pull that, if that breaks, I immediately look at the valley. That's either got epoxy in it, solder in it, whatever they do to make it smooth. Because if you do this on just a regular straight shank hook, that has that little crotch in there where they bend it around together, as soon as you set the hook, that line is done. Like a hot knife on butter. All right, that's going to be my sungill tube, match the bluegills. And then I'm going to try to figure out which one they want the quickest. That's my 2 heavy action flipping sticks. And then I have one medium heavy again for light flipping, 3/8 ounce, with my perch color, camo color they call it. That's got a little bit of a dink in it. And again, I'm going to pull it down to the rod tube end. Get rid of it. I'm going to throw that hook away. Sometimes I'll leave them for the kids to practice with, things like that. I'm going to grab a new one, and same thing. Through once, pinch on the shank, wind it down to the keeper. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on this one. And I pinch it all down tight so it doesn't get wrapped around the keeper. Just through that loop once, and then down it goes. And that little T across there, just like that, tying it around. Improved clinch and all those. One wrap, that's it. That's how fast you're supposed to be able to rig up and tie. Now we got to do Daniel. Texas rig, far out hook. We're not going to fix what's not broken. He just absolutely loves his green fishing pole. 16-pound test fluorocarbon. Medium heavy. I let him borrow the Daiwa reel, but this is a 13 Fishing Fate Black. He loved the color green, and he loved the fact that he did this with his own money that he worked hard for. And he was able to buy a rod, his favorite color, with his own money. I was a proud papa that day. They like the fruits of the labor of winning in a tournament, but they don't like the tedious preparation that goes into trying to get you the win. I had to get Mrs. Morgan to hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice smooth wraps. All down. And pull the tag end to kind of get it close. And then I just take it, and it just sits right in there nice. It's not a huge knot, not bulky. My spinnerbaits, I'll double that knot. And Daniel's all set with that one. This is one Joey did the damage on. I said, you know, you borrowed your brother's rod, you might have to pay him rent. Okay, that one's done. Now, all right, so I need my pegger. 1/2 ounce. Black weight. All right, now you can climb up there then. Okay. What about mines? What about my Gatorades?
Oh, I'll go with this. How many of these?
How many are you gonna drink? Probably 4 or 5. It's gonna be a little hot and humid, so we'll just put them all in there. We'll just ice them all down. All right, that's it. That's preparation day. That's it. Just flipping sticks. I mean, I got spinner baits tied on. I've got buzz bait. I've got a spook tied on because I'm going to be wanting to throw a spook. I've got some of these other baits tied on, but make sure you cut the 6-pack up for the turtles. Don't want to let the turtles get stuck in the 6-pack. Trash right there. These go there. These go in the cup holder because we're gonna fish with them bad boys probably. These scissors up front. These scissors in the back. Keys in the ignition.
Saving total.
Get on up in there, son. You can start putting this stuff away.